2014 Senator Joni Ernst.
Thank you, everybody. Life is a highway, right? Yeah, we just found that out. I appreciate you all so much. We have a number of wonderful friends here today. Governor Reynolds, Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin and Kim, our wonderful governor, joined us on the motorcycle ride. Did you see them come in? Yeah, thanks for riding with us today. It was a wonderful event. We started off down in Des Moines at the Big Barn Harley Davidson, and I want to thank them so much for hosting us every year. And we were able to spend some great time there honoring our veterans and coming out for a wonderful ride and raising some good money for the Travis Mills Foundation. God bless you. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Kenny, so much for your service. Outstanding. We appreciate you so much. And Representative Congressman David Young. Thank you. David's in the house. Thank you. And to my dear friend Trey Gowdy as well. Congressman, you are a wonderful friend. Thank you for inspiring this group today as you came out and shared your words and your story of friendship, love, faith, and hope with our audience today. Trey, you're wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know my husband is here as well. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do what I do without my husband, Gail. I think he and our children, oh, they're back in, yeah, they're eating. Thanks, honey. Love you. Thank you, Gail. And then our beautiful daughters. And of course, my mother was here too somewhere. Anyway, I have got a ready-made support group, and they have been so wonderful to me and supportive. So thank you all. And of course, I have all of you, just as Trey had said. I can't do it without you folks. Thanks for sending me to the United States Senate. Took my oath in 2015, and it is an honor to serve all of you. So God bless you very much. So I just mentioned the Travis Mills Foundation a little bit. I want to speak to you about it. Your enthusiasm for this great cause is really helpful to me. It is helpful, of course, to Travis, but then to all of the wonderful families of the veterans that he is able to support through that magnificent foundation. So we want to thank you. Now, before we started at the Big Barn Harley Davidson down there, I was able to speak, Travis was able to speak, but we asked all of our veterans to raise their hands as well so we could thank them. I'd like to do the same right now. I'd like to recognize our veterans. Please raise your hand. Thank you. God bless all of you. Thank you for serving. We are so fortunate to have you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for your service. We are blessed here in Iowa. You know, a fraction of 1% of our nation serves in the United States Armed Forces. And here in the great state of Iowa, we are approaching somewhere around 7% of our population are veterans. 7%. So thank you all very much. We can never say thank you enough, truly. So we have wonderful soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen. They're stepping up every day to do the right thing for our nation, protect our homeland, and protect our values and interests overseas. So thank you for that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some of the work. Somebody mentioned earlier that we're canceling August recess. We're trying to work a little more in Washington, D.C. Isn't that what we should be doing? Yeah, we're working really hard on that. So we know that we have to do a lot better there. And so we are staying in session a little bit longer this year. That's a good thing because we have a lot of president's nominees to get done. But we've had a lot of accomplishments out there. And one of my proudest moments was this last week in the United States Senate and then in the House. And then this last week it moved on to the president's desk. But the VA Mission Act was signed in the Rose Garden at the White House by our president, surrounded by veterans, surrounded by those that want to see us serve our veterans better. So I watched as the president signed that act into law, and I am very excited about it. This legislation improves veterans' access to health care services, and it will help ensure that those who have sacrificed, all of those out here that raise their hands, all of you that have sacrificed for our freedom, have access to quality and timely care that they have earned and they deserve. So we're really proud of that. Now, in that bill, in that VA Mission Act bill, was My Vets Act, which will finally allow our rural and homebound vets in Iowa and across the United States to receive the necessary care and comfort from their homes. That is so important. So really stressing the need for telehealth and telemedicine. Finally, our veterans can get that from home. So thank you. Now, Senator Grassley's been a great partner in crime in Washington, D.C. I don't think I could have a better mentor. Now, Congressman Gowdy mentioned that we are getting all kinds of judges in place, and they are lifetime servers. They serve their entire lifetime. Once they're appointed, they go into service. Right now, about 1/8 of those judges that we have put in place, 1/8 out across the United States are those that have been appointed by this president, President Trump. That's more than any other president we have had in recent history. So we are working hard on those judicial nominations. And who's at the forefront of that? Senator Chuck Grassley. Yes. So the next time you see the good senior senator from the state of Iowa, thank him for his hard work on those judicial nominations, because we do need conservative judges going into those positions and serving for a lifetime. So I am so glad of that. So we are working really hard on building a movement, and I don't know anybody that works harder than our governor, Kim Reynolds, on building this movement. Kim and I have been friends for a very long time. I know that all of you are aware of that, but I also appreciate her leadership so much. She has been truly a great leader for our state of Iowa. You make a difference, and the reason you make a difference, Kim, is because you are one of us. You are one of us, Kim, and she walks the walk. She walks the walk. So I don't know of a more honest, a more dedicated, and hardworking public servant in the great state of Iowa. Kim is Iowa through and through. She has grown up just like you and I grew up. And she has really demonstrated to all of us that she truly does deserve to serve as our governor here in the state of Iowa. Now, like I said, Kim is Iowa through and through, and I wish I could say the same about her Democratic opponent, Fred Hubble, but I can't. I can't say that. Now, as Kim had said earlier, Fred was asked if he thought that Iowa was the best place in the country to live, and what did he say? No! Are you kidding me? We have a gubernatorial candidate, a governor candidate running here in the state of Iowa who doesn't think this is the best place to live. I have never heard of anything more ludicrous in my life. Do you think he deserves the vote of the people in Iowa?
No!
No! For heaven's sakes, folks. He doesn't appreciate this great state that we have. He's wrong. I am so proud to represent the great state of Iowa. I do think it is the best place to live, to work, to grow, to raise your family. Iowa is it, folks. Iowa is it. And I know that Kim Reynolds is going to teach him a little lesson about the greatest state in the nation. So thank you, Kim. We look forward to that. I look forward to having that discussion with Mr. Hubble. I love having those discussions. Anyway, Kim is making Iowa strong. She is supporting our great education system. Thank you for doing that, Kim. We are making sure that our children have a great future here in Iowa. that faith, hope, and love that Trey had talked about earlier. And she knows that Iowans deserve a great future. That's all Iowans, no matter where they come from, no matter what shoes or bread bags they walk in. That's right. That's right. So we know that, we understand that, and that's why Kim is supporting our schools. That's why she's supporting easily accessible mental health reforms, places that everybody can go, no matter what challenges they are facing. Fred Hubble and the Democrats just can't help themselves. All they see is doom and gloom. But you know what? We see a bright future right here in Iowa, and I love that. We have optimistic leaders that are willing to make a difference, not get out there with fake news and talk about all the doom and gloom out there, and leaders that actually believe we live in a really great state. So that's why in 2018, we can't go backwards, folks. We can't do that. And I'm asking for your help and your support as we elect our Republican leaders. We need folks like Kim serving in offices. So I'm asking for your commitment to make sure that we put Kim right back in that governor's seat and that we see Adam Gregg serving as our lieutenant governor. We need to make sure that David Young and Rob Blum and Steve King go back and serve us in Congress. And wouldn't you like to see a Republican serving in Southeast Iowa as well?
Yeah!
That's what we need, folks, but we need your help to do it. We cannot do it alone. We cannot do it alone. I'm going to tell you, now out in Washington, D.C., it is a crazy place, and we have to remember where we're from. That's why I'm coming home every weekend and out on that 99 county tour, because that's where it's at, folks. It's out meeting all of you. It's meeting the employees in the factories. It's going to the schools and visiting with our children. It is doing the town halls, and thank you all for coming out to those town halls. They got a little rambunctious last year, but we were glad to do it. But anyway, because you have sent Republicans to Congress, in less than a year and a half, with the administration support of President Trump, we provided the best support for our military in 15 years. We have a president that appreciates our troops. We have created the strongest economy in 18 years. And we have delivered the lowest taxes in 31 years. Yes, I hear about it all across the state. Now there's some impressive numbers, but we're not done yet, folks. Now, we have provided $700 billion in funding to rebuild our national defense, our men and women protecting us, our veterans. The largest pay increase for our troops in 8 years. 8 years, folks. And as I mentioned earlier, a record 21 new federal circuit court judges serving because of this administration. We have repealed senseless regulations that have already saved $8 billion to the American people, including that horrible waters of the United States. Gone. Thank you, folks. Gone. And we have repealed Obamacare's individual mandate, which forced people to buy insurance that they did not want. And we're working overtime for America's rural communities and our farm communities, working to secure greater certainty for our farmers and new international markets for their crops. We're investing in our rural infrastructure with new funding for rural health care, mental health resources, and broadband access, which we all need for a greater tomorrow. So we are working, folks. We are working diligently. And under this administration, they made it all happen folks. Because we have a Republican Congress and a Republican president in the White House, we have been able to make this happen. And we couldn't have done it without you. So God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now, in closing, I gave you a lot of stats there, and I am so thankful that we have been able to do all of this. But I want to, again, make sure that we are thanking everybody that came out today, because you make a difference. All of you make a difference every single day in our lives. So I want to thank you for that, for reaching out, for sending us your messages, giving us a call on the phone saying, hey, Joni, this is really great, or hey, Joni, you need to knock that off. I appreciate it all. You're all wonderful. And we will continue to send great leaders into Congress, into local elected office, as long as you are active and you are enthused and you are getting out there. Because again, it doesn't do it if I'm just the only one going in and marking my ballot, folks. I need all of you so that we can continue this great work. And we've got a lot more to go. So again, Congressman Gowdy, thank you for coming out today. God bless him. He's doing God's work over in the House, and we appreciate it. He and my wonderful friend Tim Scott as well. I'm going to make a plug. He didn't do it, but I am going to make a plug. If you haven't gone out there, you can hop out there. I see the book. Dawn, you want to hold up that book? Okay, so Trey Gowdy and his wonderful friend, Tim Scott, my colleague in the Senate, wrote this book. It is called Unified. It is about coming together and making things happen. I have that book as well. It's in my saddlebag. Trey, you're going to sign it for me later, buddy. Anyway, but I am making a plug for him because it is a beautiful book. It talks about coming together, and that's what we have to do in order to make things work. We're all going to come together. We're going to get out there. We're going to share the message and the why behind our Republican and conservative causes. We have to do it to make a difference. So thank you, Congressman Gowdy, for pointing that out to us. Kim, thank you for your leadership. God bless you, Governor. God bless you, Kevin, for being the stalwart support behind Kim. Thank you so much to my husband, Gail, and my beautiful family. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. And again, finally, David Young. Where'd David wander off to? He's working the crowd, I'm sure of it. He does that. He's really good at it. Anyway, yes. Thank you all so much. We're going to wrap up the event today. Feel free to stick around for a little bit longer and visit. Again, from the bottom of my heart to all of you, thanks so much for making a difference, not only for me and in my life and in the governor's lives, but for making a life for all Iowans, making a difference in their lives, and for our great United States of America. God bless you all. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you.